Well, the first thing to say is, for some reason, the hardest thing about writing the book was making myself okay with talking about my personal life. And I think it's maybe a trait common to journalists that we're ambivalent about putting ourselves in the story. And even me, I'm in, obviously, the TV shows I make, I'm on camera, but it's a very kind of carefully curated me, if you like, in the sense that I don't talk much about my personal life in the programs. I'm there, but I'm there very much with the spotlight on whoever I'm interviewing. So when I began writing the book, I didn't feature in it, well, my aspects of my personal life, I suppose I held back. And specifically, I didn't really talk about growing up, and I didn't talk much about my kind of romantic experiences. And then as I went on, basically I realized that anytime I wrote about something personal, it was better. And then I was kind of hiding behind the journalism in a way. And that the whole point of the book really was to not hide and was to come out, as a human and someone with all sorts of foibles and insecurities. So it still wasn't easy, and actually, but I did it. And one of the hardest parts as well is the awareness that it's not just embarrassing sometimes for me, and it's not just sort of awkward, sort of figuring out how much of me people are interested in, and then at the point at which it becomes sort of self-indulgent and boring or just kind of pathetic. But also knowing that I'm exposing those nearest and dearest to me. I had a lot of conversations with my wife about, how much she was comfortable with me sharing. And I should say as well that, my family saved me in a way. My wife, Nancy, saved me, and my children too, from being, early in life, I think I was a sort of a life support machine for my work. My whole life seemed to be kind of geared around I don't think it's even out of ambition. It was more, and I'm talking about growing up and childhood and everything. I think it was really just that because I worried about everything, the way that I dealt with my worry was to try and do well. I worried about exams, I worried about homework, I worried about being able to find a job, I worried about doing the job well. And so I would just put everything into that. And I think it was only through finding my wife and starting a family in a way that I got some emotional ballast, and everything ran more smoothly. And I think my family is proud of me, and also in a really healthy way, not too proud. In other words, they realize family doesn't revolve around me and my work, and nor should it. And my children are kind of intrigued and find it funny that people come up and ask for selfies. And they also think it's a bit ridiculous, and will go around saying, "Oh, I'm Louis Theroux from the BBC," and imitate me, and just find it kind of faintly ludicrous that I might even be famous. And I think they give me a healthy sense of proportion.